Dragonlands, Forgotten Realms, Dark Sun, Earthlight, Mystara. Dragonlands, Forgotten Realms, Earthlight, Dark Sun, Mystara. Dragonlands, Forgotten Realms, Dark Sun, Earthlight, Mystara. Dragonlands, Forgotten Realms, Dark Sun, Earthlight, Mystara. Dragonlands, Forgotten Realms, Earthlight, Dark Sun, Mystara. Dragonlands, Forgotten Realms, Earthlight, Dark Sun, Mystara. Dragonlands, Forgotten Realms, Dark Sun, Earthlight, Mystara. Dragonlands, Forgotten Realms, Earthlight, Dark Side, 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 Mystara. Dragonlands, Forgotten Realms, Dark Sun, Birthright, Mystara. Dragonlands, Forgotten Realms, Dark Sun, Birthright, Mystara. Dragonlands, Forgotten Realms, Birthright, Dark Sun, Mystara. Dragonlands, Forgotten Realms, Dark Sun, Earthlight, Mystara. Dragonlands, Forgotten Realms, Dark Sun, Earthlight, Mystara. Dragonlands, Forgotten Realms, Earthlight, Dark Side, Mystara. Dragonlands, Forgotten Realms, Earthlight, Dark Side, Mystara. Dragonlands, Forgotten Realms, Dark Sun, Earthlight, Mystara. Dragonlands, Forgotten Realms, Earthlight, Dark Side, 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 Mystara. Dragonlands, Forgotten Realms, Dark Sun, Earthlight, Mystara. Dragonlands, Forgotten Realms, Dark Sun, Earthlight, Mystara. Dragonlands, Forgotten Realms, Earthlight, Dark Sun, Mystara. Dragonlands, Forgotten Realms, Dark Sun, Dragonlands, Forgotten Realms, Dragonlands, Forgotten Realms, Mystara. 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 Dragonlands, Forgotten Dragonlands, Forgotten Realms, Dark Sun, Earthlight, Mystara. Dragonlands, Forgotten Realms, Dark Sun, Earthlight, Mystara. Dragonlands, Forgotten Realms, Birthright, Dark Sun, Mystara. Dragonlands, Forgotten Realms, Dark Sun, Earthlight, Mystara. Dragonlands, Forgotten Realms, Birthright, Dark Sun, Mystara. Dragonlands, Forgotten Realms, Dark Sun, Birthright, Mystara. Dragonlands, Forgotten Realms, Dark Sun, Birthright, Mystara. Dragonlands, Forgotten Realms, Birthright, Dark Sun, Mystara. Dragonlands, Forgotten Realms, Earthlight, Darklight, Mystara. Dragonlands, Forgotten Realms, Dark Sun, Earthlight, Mystara. Dragonlands, Forgotten Realms, Earthlight, Darklight, 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 Mystara. Dragonlands, Forgotten Realms, Dark Sun, Earthlight, Mystara. Brainwashing, a synthesis of the Russian textbook on psychopolitics. Psychopolitics, the art and science of asserting and maintaining dominion over the thoughts and loyalties of individuals, officers, bureaus, and masses, and effecting of the conquest of enemy nations through mental healing. American students at the Lenin University, I welcome your attendance at these classes on psychopolitics. Psychopolitics is an important, if less known, division of geopolitics. It is less known because it must necessarily deal with highly educated personnel, the very top strata of mental healing. By psychopolitics, our chief goals are effectively carried forward. To produce a maximum of chaos in the culture of the enemy is our first most important step. Our fruits are grown in chaos, distrust, economic depression, and scientific turmoil. At least a weary populace can seek peace only in our offered communist state. At last, only communism can resolve the problems of the masses. A psychopolitician must work hard to produce the maximum chaos in the fields of mental healing. He must recruit and use all of the agencies and facilities of mental healing. He must labor to increase the personnel and facilities of mental healing until at last the entire field of mental science is entirely dominated by communist principles and desires. To achieve these goals, the psychopolitician must crush every homegrown variety of mental healing in America. Actual teachings of James, Eddie, and Pentecostal Bible faith healers amongst your misguided people must be swept aside. They must be discredited, defamed, arrested, stamped upon even by their own government, until there is no credit in them and only communist-oriented healing remains. You must work until every teacher of psychology unknowingly or knowingly teaches only communist doctrine under the guise of psychology. You must labor until every doctor and psychiatrist is either a psychopolitician or an unwitting assistant to our aims. You must labor until we have dominion over the minds and bodies of every important person in your nation. You must achieve such disrepute for the state of insanity and such authority over its pronouncement that not one statesman so labeled could again be given credence by his people. You must work until suicide arising from mental imbalance is common and calls forth no general investigation or remark. With the institutions for the insane you have in your country, prisons which can hold 1 million persons and can hold them without civil rights or any hope of freedom. And upon these people can be practiced shock and surgery, so that never again will they draw a sane breath. You must make these treatments common and accepted, and you must sweep aside any treatment or any group of persons seeking to treat by effective means. You must dominate as respected men in the fields of psychiatry and psychology. You must dominate the hospitals and universities. You must carry forward the myth that only a European doctor is competent in the field of insanity, and thus excuse amongst you the high incidence of foreign birth and training. If and when we seize Vienna, you shall have then a common ground of meeting, and come and take your instructions as worshippers of Freud along with other psychiatrists. Psychopolitics is a solemn charge. With it you can erase our enemies. With it you can erase our enemies as insects. You can cripple the efficiency of leaders by striking insanity into their families through the use of drugs. You can wipe them away with testimony as to their insanity. By our technologies you can even bring about insanity itself when they seem too resistive. You can change their loyalties by psychopolitics. Given a short time with a psychopolitician, you can alter forever the loyalty of a soldier in our hands or a statesman or a leader in his own country, or you can destroy his mind. However, you labor under certain dangers. It may happen that remedies for our treatments may be discovered. It may occur that a public hue and cry may arise against mental healing. It may thus occur that all mental healing might be placed in the hands of ministers, and be taken out of the hands of our psychologists and psychiatrists. But the capitalistic thirst for control, capitalistic inhumanity, and a general public terror of insanity can be brought to guard against these things. But should they occur, should independent researchers actually discover means to undo psychopolitical procedures, you must not rest. You must not eat or sleep. You must not stint one tiniest bit of available money to campaign against it, discredit it, strike it down and render it void. For by an effective means all our actions and researches could be undone. In a capitalist state you are aided on all sides by the corruption of the philosophy of man and the times. You will discover that everything will aid you in your campaign to seize, control, and use all mental healing to spread our doctrine and rid us of our enemies within their own borders. Use the courts, use the judges, use the constitution of the country, use its medical societies and its laws to further our ends. Do not stint in your labor in this direction, and when you have succeeded you will discover that you can now effect your own legislation at will. And you can, by careful organization of healing societies, by constant campaign about the terrors of society, by pretense as to your effectiveness, make your capitalist himself, by his own appropriations, finance a large portion of the quiet communist conquest of the nation. By psychopolitics create chaos, leave a nation leaderless, kill our enemies, and bring to earth, through communism, the greatest peace man has ever known.
Vice President Johnson, Speaker, Mr. Chief Justice, President Eisenhower, Vice President Nixon, President Truman, President Clergy, fellow citizens. We observe today not a victory of body, but a celebration of freedom, symbolizing man as well as a beginning, signifying renewal as well as change. For I have sworn before you and Almighty God the same solemn oath our forebears prescribed nearly a century and 3/4 ago. The world is very different now. A man holds in his mortal hand the power to abolish all forms of human poverty and all forms of human life. And yet the same revolutionary beliefs for which our forebears fought are still at issue around the globe. The belief that the rights of man come not from the generosity of the state, but from the hand of God. We cannot forget today that we are the heirs of that first revolution. Let the word go forth from this time and place to friend and foe alike that the torch has been passed to a new generation of Americans born in this century, tempted by war, disciplined by a hard and bitter peace, proud of our ancient heritage and unwilling to witness or permit the slow undoing of those human rights to which this nation has always been committed and to which we are committed today at home and around the world. Let every nation know, whether it wishes us well or ill, that we shall pay any price, bear any burden, meet any hardship, support any friend, oppose any foe to ensure the survival and the success of liberty. This much we pledge and more. To those old allies whose cultural and spiritual origin we share, we pledge the loyalty of faithful friends. United, there is little we cannot do in a host of cooperative ventures. Divided, there is little we can do, for we dare not meet a powerful challenge at all and split asunder. To those new states whom we welcome to the ranks of the free, we pledge our word that one form of colonial control shall not have passed away, merely to be replaced by a far more iron tyranny. We shall not always expect to find them supporting our views, but we shall always hope to find them strongly supporting their own freedom, and to remember that in the past, those who foolishly sought power by riding the back of the tiger ended up inside. To those people in the huts and villages of half the globe struggling to break the bonds of mass misery, we pledge our best efforts to help them help themselves. For whatever period is required, not because the communists may join it, not because we seek their vote, but because it is right. If a free society cannot help the many who are poor, it cannot save the few who are rich. To our sister republic, south of our border, we offer a special pledge to convert our good word into good deeds. In a new alliance for progress, to assist free men and free government in casting off the chains of poverty. But this peaceful revolution of hope cannot become the prey of hostile powers. Let all our neighbors know that we shall join with them to oppose aggression or subversion anywhere in the Americas. And let every other power know that this hemisphere intends to remain the master of its own house. To that World Assembly of Sovereign States, the United Nations, our last best hope in an age where the instruments of war have far outpaced the instruments of peace, we renew our pledge to support, to prevent it from becoming merely a form of projection, to strengthen its field of the new and the weak, and to enlarge the area in which its grip may run. Finally, to those nations who would make themselves our adversary, we offer not a pledge, but a request that both sides begin anew the quest for peace. Before the dark powers of destruction, unleashed by science, engulf all humanity, planned or accidental self-destruction. We dare not tempt them with weakness, for only when our arms are sufficient beyond doubt can we be certain beyond doubt that they will never be employed. But neither can two great and powerful groups of nations take comfort from our present course, both sides overburdened by the cost of modern weapons, both brightly alarmed by the steady spread of the deadly atom, yet both racing toward us that uncertain balancing terror that stays the hand of mankind's final war. So let us begin anew, remembering on both sides that stability is not a sign of weakness, and sincerity is always subject to proof. Let us never negotiate out of fear, but let us never fear to negotiate. Let both sides explore what problems unite us, instead of belaboring those problems which divide us. Let both sides, for the first time, formulate serious and precise proposals for the inspection and control of arms, and bring the absolute power to destroy other nations under the absolute control of all nations. Let both sides seek to invoke the wonders of science instead of its terrors. Together, let us explore the stars, conquer the desert, eradicate disease, tap the ocean depths, and encourage the arts of commerce. Let both sides unite in all corners of the earth the command of Isaiah to undo the heavy burden and let the oppressed go free. And if a beachhead of cooperation may push back the jungle of suspicion, let both sides join in creating a new endeavor. Not a new balance of power, but a new world of law, where the strong are just, and the weak secure, and the peace preserved. All this will not be finished in the first 100 days, nor will it be finished in the first 1,000 days, nor in the life of this administration, nor even perhaps in our lifetime on this planet, but let us begin. In your hands, my fellow citizens, more than mine, will rest the final successful area of our cause. Since this country was founded, each generation of Americans has been summoned to give testimony to its national loyalty. The graves of young Americans who answered the call to service around the globe. Now the trumpet summons us again, not as a call to bear arms, though arms we need, not as a call to battle, though in battle we are, but a call to bear the burden of a long twilight struggle, year in and year out, rejoicing in hope, patient in tribulation, a struggle against the common enemies of man, tyranny, poverty, disease, and war itself. Can we forge against these enemies a grand and global alliance, north, south, west, that can assure a more peaceful life for all mankind? Will you join in that historic effort? In the long history of the world, only a few generations have been granted the role of defending freedom, it is our maximum danger. I do not shrink from this responsibility. I welcome it. I do not believe that any of us would exchange places with any other people or any other generation. The energy, the faith, the devotion which we bring to this endeavor will light our country and all who serve it. And the glow from that fire can truly light the world. And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. My fellow citizens of the world, ask not what America will do for you, but what together we can do for the freedom of man. Finally, whether you are citizens of America or citizens of the world, ask of us here the same high standard of strength and sacrifice which we ask of you. With a good conscience, our only sure reward, with history the final judge of our deeds, let us go forth to lead the land we love, asking his blessings and his help, but knowing that here on earth, God's work must truly be our own.
Lesbian college. Lesbian elf college. At university, lesbian elves learn how to have lesbian sex, to have lesbian sex, to have lesbian sex, to have lesbian sex. Lesbian sex college. At night I dream I'm a lesbian flying free in the sky above the sea and the clouds so fancy free. Lesbian elf college. When I get home, what do I see? I see lesbian elves having a daisy chain with me. Lesbian elf college. When I go to party at the sorority, I bring condoms for all the lesbian sex for you and me. Lesbian sex college.
I'm gonna scissor you in half.
Sex.
Give me the scissors. Yeah.
College. Lesbian elf college. Lesbian elf college. college. Lesbian health college, yeah. Hey folks, it's your old pal King Waspinator, coming with you with the DM tips that'll make you need a defibrillator. Welcome back once again to my channel Total Party Skills. Sit back and relax while I feed you all these red pills.
So I hear you wanna learn how to play role-playing games, and you wanna do it in a way that makes people not think you're so lame. What you wanna do, you wanna get three things. It's real easy, you need dice, pussy, and bling.
Dice, pussy, bling.
The first step is that you rep for your hood. Don't be suspicious if your player's attributes are too good. Roll up ability scores just like felonious whores. Always hunting wild boars while walking dogs on the moors.
Dice, pussy, bling.
Slaying pussy and bugbears, and cave bears, and polar bears, and grizzly bears, and owl bears, and brown bears, and black bears, and Kodiak bears, and sun bears, and panda bears,
Bugbears, and cave bears, and polar bears, and grizzly bears, and owl bears, and brown bears, and black bears, and Kodiak bears.
crazy motherfucker on the streets, write skills on character sheets. When these hoes ask if you're using safety and consent rules, say hell yeah, bitch, just put on this bikini and sit by my pool. And if that bitch tries to walk to the yard, tell her you can smell a pussy on the X card. So now that session 0 is out of the way, you want a first session that's not totally gay. The players need a scenario, a mystery, or a challenge to use all their skills and make them drop the mic cause your rhymes are so ill. You make them roll initiative for their first encounter, then hit them with that dragon flame, turn their characters to chowder. Have the monsters loot the bodies and take all their gold. Then you can tell your players to take their character sheets and flush them down the commode. If you think it's easy to DM, then just listen to these raps. It ain't like going down to Atlantic City and rolling on some craps. Reddit says that you're not gay if you're looking at some traps. And you can solve this dungeon if you keep track of it on your maps.
Dice, pussy, bling.
And if you think my adventure plot is whack, I suggest you grab a bag of Doritos and have a good snack. Slaying pussy and bugbears, and cave bears, and polar bears.
Dungeon mastering ain't easy when you're living on the streets. That's why I get wild when I'm on the character sheets.
And grizzly bears, and owl bears.
When they reach enough experience to hit the next level, take your Glock and send them to go meet the devil. People say, yo, TPS, your role-playing games are strange. They just don't know what it's like to be home on the range. Buffaloes and antelopes and shit, and all these hoes climbing up on my dick.
And brown bears, and black bears, and Kodiak bears.
Well, thanks for watching. Hit like and subscribe. Leave a comment and talk some motherfucking jive. I hope you enjoyed all these DM tips, but they don't come for free. So buy one of my books on Amazon.com or TTRPG.
Slaying pussy and bugbears, and cave bears, and polar bears, and grizzly bears, and owl bears. Well, hey folks, it's your old pal, King Waspinator. Welcome back to Total Party Skills. Now today, as promised, we're going to talk about how you can convert Joe Rogan DMT elves over to Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition rules. But the first step is you're going to have to give your players some DMT.
Give them the DMT.
DMT.
Give them the DMT.
The Clockwork Elves are coming. The Clockwork Elves are coming. Give them the DMT.
Give them the DMT.
Give them the DMT. Play Column on PlayStation 5.
DMT. Dungeon Master T.
They're putting magic in the water and it's turning all the bullywugs gay.
Give them the DMT.
Play Column on PlayStation 5. Give them the DMT.
Give them the DMT.
Play Column on PlayStation 5.
They're making the bullywugs gay. Yes, my precious.
The ring will not destroy socialism. Socialism under attack again. The land of evil, shrouded in ash and smoke, is transparently situated in the east. There, the working class that is working hard on developing heavy industry is represented by hideous and evil orcs. It is obvious that the author, a spoiled son of the bourgeoisie, has never known the beauty of manual labor. The inhabitants of the plentiful West are, on the other hand, elves, aristocracy, men, middle class, and hobbits, rich landowners. These live prosperous lives, and the only thing they are afraid of is the threat from the east. The forces of good, according to the writer, are represented by the aforementioned reactionary groups whose members know very little what hard work is. Their leader is Gandalf, who is spreading regressive ideology by which he keeps the inhabitants of Middle-earth in a constant state of ignorance and fear of progress. The threat from the east. It is no wonder then that Saruman, a champion of the oppressed and progress, is labeled a traitor and his tower is destroyed by a group of fanatic reactionaries. In the end, when socialism spreads into the Shire, Saruman is captured and punished by hobbits without a proper trial. All this is supported by the capitalist realm of Gondor. But fortunately, nobody can destroy socialism by any means, not even by throwing an ancient relic into the fire. Stay strong, Mordor, surrounded by enemy neighbors. a threat from the East. The ring will not destroy socialism. Socialism under attack again. The ring will not destroy socialism. Socialism under attack again. Socialism under attack again. The other day I was keeping it real on the streets when some rando motherfucker walked up and said, "Hey, King Waspinator, I hear you didn't like playing in D&D back in the 90s. What's up with that?" And so I looked this motherfucker in the face and I say, "Bitch, don't come stepping up out of place." I took out my blade, and with a snickety snatch, I sent him packing, heading down underground to get his asses in hell. Then after he was dead and I pissed on his grave, I took a moment and thought, you know what? Maybe I should answer this motherfucker's question anyway. You don't know what it was like to be an edgy teen in the summer of 1993. You don't want to be caught playing no kids game like D&D. You don't know what it was like to be an edgy teen back in 1993. Why would I want to play a derivative of Tolkien? So I took it back to the streets to find a new game that wasn't so faggy and lame like Dungeons & Dragons could be. You see, at the time, there was a company from Michigan so sublime named Palladium. They made TMNT and Riffs, Ninjas and Super Spies, Heroes Unlimited, and the Palladium Fantasy RPG. And by playing Riffs so much, I learned how to rap by combining line walkers and glitter boys and crap. But the addiction was hard to resist, and so I went down to B. Dalton Books at the mall to see what I could find. In the summer of 1993, it was GURP books from sea to sea, Factory, GURPS Space, GURPS Espionage, GURPS Fantasy, GURPS High Tech and Robots, and Cyborgs for me. Then came a howl from a distance. Mark Ryan-Hagen's games were filled with persistence. You could play vampires and werewolves and mages and ghosts and shit. Live action games with fat girls with fat vampire clits. At a vampire convention in San Antonio, I won Best Karaoke. Best Karaoke. Took a dump on Cyberpunk, then went to a competition for MTG. But what did I see? A bunch of fucking nerds just being shitty and shitty and shitty and shitty and shitty. And shitty and shitty and shitty and shitty and shitty. So I was like, fuck this, these motherfuckers gonna ruin my street cred. I don't care if one day they're gonna make Cyberpunk red.
So I went home and threw out all of my role-playing books and comics and magic cards, lit up a spliff and watched Spike TV to hear about the death of retards. But finally, slowly but surely, I remembered the things that I used to like. Working night shift at 7-Eleven, I'd get home in the morning and there'd be nothing else to watch except Star Trek on Spike. Then one day on YouTube, what did I see? An ad for D&D 4E. Little animation with some graph paper, animatics and shit. And it made me nostalgic for all those fat vampire clips. So I bought the books and prepared an adventure, talked my sister and her friends into making some characters. Quickly discovered that 4E sucked. Saw that Riffs was still around, so I decided to go there to try my luck. But finding players was hard. The hobby had fallen on hard times, oh my lord. But eventually 5E came out and it was a little bit better, and suddenly players started coming out for the weather. It got to the point it became so frustrating that if I wanted to game, I had to play D&D. But there were some good times there, I ain't gonna lie, until Wizards of the Coast decided to piss in all of our eyes. So fuck them and fuck that and fuck you for still supporting it. There's other games out there you could play, and that's the long and short of it.
Keeping it real on the streets.
I fucked your mom on your character sheets. Stop being a cuck. Stop being a cuck and tell D&D they can go get fucked. Stop being a cuck. Stop being a cuck and tell D&D that they can go get fucked. Dragonlands, Forgotten Realms, Dark Sun, Birthright, Mystara. Dragonlands, Forgotten Realms, Birthright, Dark Sun, Mystara. Dragonlance and Forgotten Realms and Dark Sun and Birthright. Mystara! Word to your mother, fucker. Dragonlands, Forgotten Realms, Dark Sun, Birthright, Mystara. Dragonlands, Forgotten Realms, Birthright, Dark Sun, Mystara. Dragonlands, Forgotten Realms, Dark Sun, Birthright, Mystara. Dragonlands, Forgotten Realms, Dark Sun, Birthright, Mystara. Dragonlands, Forgotten Realms, Birthright, Dark Sun, Mystara. Dragonlands, Forgotten Realms, Birthright, Dark Sun, Mystara. Dragonlands, Forgotten Realms, Dark Sun, Birthright, Mystara. Dragonlands, Forgotten Realms, Birthright, Dark Sun, 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 Mystara. Dragonlands, Forgotten Realms, Birthright, Dark Sun,
Mystara, Dragonlands, Forgotten Realms, Dark Sun, Birthright. Mystara, Dragonlands, Forgotten Realms, Dark Sun, Birthright. Mystara, Dragonlands, Forgotten Realms, Birthright, Dark Sun. Mystara, Dragonlands, Forgotten Realms, Dark Sun, Birthright. Mystara, Dragonlands, Forgotten Realms, Dark Sun, Birthright. Mystara, Dragonlands, Forgotten Realms, Birthright, Dark Sun. Mystara, Dragonlands, Forgotten Realms, Birthright, Dark Sun. Mystara, Dragonlands, Forgotten Realms, Dark Sun, Birthright. Mystara, Dragonlands, Forgotten Realms, Birthright, Dark Side. 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 Mystara, Dragonlands, Forgotten Realms, Dark Sun, Birthright. Mystara,